So hi everybody. So welcome to today's Reiki and Aligning Heart Circle. And we're all coming together in an online community here in the circle, coming together for our connection, inspiration, and healing. And I'm Kathy Brook-Wong, a Reiki Master and your host. And I will be sharing a little later about and have you experience the Japanese healing art form called Reiki with me. And I'm very excited to introduce today's special guest healer, Melissa Jean. She's a social worker specializing in emotional wellness and high sensitivity empaths. And she has a newly inspired Align with Your Heart course to guide people to focus on building foundational positive practices in their day and experience change. And she's going to be sharing some of that with you today. And I've taken her course myself and would highly recommend it. And so, Melissa, will you please say hi and tell us a little bit about what you're going to share with us today? And I'm also right now going to mute everybody. So before you do that, just hold on. I want to make sure, I'm going to mute everyone just to make sure we can, and unmute yourself, Melissa. Okay, so Melissa, tell us what you're going to be sharing today.
Sure. Well, thank you, Kathy, for having me join your wonderful healing circle. It's such a pleasure and honor to be here with you and for each one of you who are joining. Yeah, I'm excited to be here and to share a little bit about what it means to be highly sensitive. If you happen to be one, you might not know if it's not a well understood trait, but certainly one that I'm passionate about helping people understand because it is in 20% of us. And yeah, like Kathy said, I'm going to share one of the foundational teaching practices that I use to help people to come into the moment and align with your heart. So,
thank you, Melissa. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward for you sharing with us today. And it's going to be beautiful to do the breathing and just really settling in on a Sunday afternoon. Well, I would like to right now to begin with an opening blessing just to set the attention for our sacred circle. So if everyone would like to get very comfortable in your seats, then you're welcome to close your eyes and just put your hands in your lap. As we breathe in, as we open our circle. So I call in the Reiki masters, Usui, Takata, and Hayashi, our ancestors, spirit guides, and our angels to be present and to support us today. And as we open our sacred circle today, may we all experience opening to more vibrant health, opening to more love, opening our hearts and minds to new experiences, new passions, new beginnings, increased feeling of safety, more gratitude and joy, greater vitality, and opening and balancing our chakras and our 3 diamonds, our Reiki centers, tapping into life, love, the light, the wisdom that already exists in our body temples and in all our cells. Blessing everyone in the circle, their families, their communities, and most of all, peace, love, and light to every person and other sentient being on this lovely planet, Mother Earth. And so it is, amen.
and so it is.
So welcome to our additional friends have joined us in the circle. So today I'm going to begin with a very brief explanation of what Reiki is for the new friends here in the circle. And then I will be sharing the 3rd of 3 energy centers in the body. It's in the Reiki practice, and it's the heart center or heart key and the Reiki symbol that's associated with. And then I'm going to be sharing Reiki distantly so you can experience it yourself when Melissa shares her practices. So just briefly a little bit about Reiki. It is a Japanese energy healing technique. And the predominant form of Reiki practiced throughout the world today is known as Usui Reiki. And it was created by Dr. Mikao Usui in the early 20th century. And it's a complementary or alternative health approach. And while Reiki hasn't been proven to directly cure diseases or illnesses, it's used as a way to manage symptoms and improve general well-being. And the word Reiki in Japanese translates as the universal life force energy, which is the cosmic energy that flows through all living things. And so during a Reiki session, the practitioner places their hands either directly on you or above you to bring out healing. And the Reiki energy stimulates your body's natural healing abilities. So as a Reiki master in 3 lineages of Reiki, I'm able to guide and direct and share Reiki with others and teach others to become Reiki practitioners. And I'm very excited in early November or sometime in November, I'll be starting a Reiki level 1 class, which I'll be teaching in my home, but you can also take remotely if you prefer. So if this resonates with you and it's something you'd like to be on a journey with me to learn more about Reiki and using it in your life to heal yourself and others, please let me know if you're interested. So I'm very excited to share with you about one of the diamonds or the energy circle centers in the body. So I'm going to be showing you in a moment. Why don't I show you right now? I'll be showing you, hi, my new friends. So during the last about 4 sessions, here we go. During the last 4 sessions, I've been talking about the 3 diamonds. And today, we will be focusing on the last one, or the one right here called the heart key or heart center. It's the middle hara. And I know that today Melissa's going to be sharing with us a practice about opening our heart and connecting with the heart and having that love energy flow through our body. So I thought this was a perfect place to be in terms of Reiki and understanding it better. So, and you can see that the heart key is here in the chest area, okay? And it corresponds with your heart and the heart chakra. It's the bridge between the earth key, which is here below your navel in your abdomen, and the heavenly key here in your head, third eye. And the heart key merges the two, creating balance between the body and the mind. And so it's believed that one will become radiant and shining with light energy. Okay. And so when we have this balance, the powerful emotions such as fear, pain, and resentment, stress and anger can be resolved. And as a result, we can become more passionate, loving, and peaceful. And so different fears, we can shift from fear to be able to understand ourselves, having courage and more hope for the future, rather than focusing on past or current events. And so this is something that we're all trying to achieve right now, is that balance, watching all the news and everything and tapping into the negative energy and fear, is to balance ourselves, to clear ourselves, and to feel more in love and compassion. Okay, so I'm very, very excited to share my favorite Reiki symbol. I've been dying to get to this point. Just so you know that when I share Reiki distantly with you, or when someone asks for a distance Reiki session, this is the symbol that I use. And everybody can see it, right? I want to make sure you see it. Yeah. So this is a symbol that I use to connect with the other. Okay, this is our distance Reiki symbol. And in Japanese, we pronounce it Honshaze Shonen. It's a symbol of oneness. And it means no past, no present, no future. Another kind of translation is the Buddha in me contacts the Buddha in you. It's also referred to as the absentee healing. So when we're not in the same place at the same time, a practitioner can share Reiki distantly with someone. It's also called the key to the portal because it knows no distance, time. I always think of like Harry Potter when they would they'd go through the portal and they'd pop up someplace else. And when I learned about this, I was just blown away because I don't know if some of you have been able to do that. Is sometimes you feel like you can travel through time and space and to other worlds. But this is the one that is very powerful. And it's used to become one with something or someone. It's a reminder of our innate connection to everything. And it is simply experiencing oneness with other. And when becoming one, we truly understand what it means, what connection means, understanding how all is interwoven and independent on each other's, we're dependent on each other's thoughts and feelings. And so as I said, as a Reiki practitioner, we use this Hoshaze Shonin to perform distance healing with others. But we can also connect and heal an event or a place or a circumstance that needs absentee or distance healing. So it can be sent anywhere in the world. And I know it's for some people, it's like a big stretch, right? A big stretch.
Stephanie, can I ask a question though?
Yes.
When you say you use a symbol, what does that mean? You use a symbol?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So Reiki has a lot to do with connecting with the universal life force energy to bring it through us as a vessel and out, and also intention. So it's a lot about intention. So we set this intention, we visualize. Oh, thank you for this question. I love it. So a lot of the Reiki practitioner we will visualize the symbol, we will write it, we can write it with our hand. So if I'm doing a Reiki, when I start my Reiki healing with you, as Melissa shares, I will write it with my hand. I can write it with my tongue on the roof of my mouth. And it's an energetic in this symbol. And we've also been attuned. There's attunements that we go through, some type of energetic. The symbol is sort of, energetics is kind of placed, ignited in our own bodies. And so we turn it on. We turn these symbols on by intention, visualization, and chanting. So I appreciate you asking that. We do a kind of a chant where we'll say Hosaje Shonen, Hosaje Shonen, right? We'll say it, we'll write it, we'll feel it, we'll visualize it, and we're bringing to us. What's really great is when I share Reiki with you, I will bring you to us. We don't say send Reiki, like I won't send something to you. I bring you to you, we bring one, and we all feel a magnificent energy together. So thank you. Yeah, thanks for your question. So just to finish, because I can't wait for Melissa's turn, is we access the symbol, the energetics of this symbol with the intention and love and caring and connecting with spirit can help us to access, can help heal karma, can heal past lives. So sometimes when I share Reiki with someone, I may sometimes go to their past and do some healing and clearing of some past, or we could go to the future and clear the way, so your way going forward in your job or the relationship you want, or all the things you'd like to achieve, you can go with more grace, ease, and so clear the way and to prevent mishaps. So before I travel on a plane sometime, I might use this symbol to intend that it'll be the plane will arrive safely and there'll be no, smooth sailing on an airplane. So it helps us also connect and unify. So that's a little bit about the heart center key and the symbol associated with. Thank you. And Melissa,
Yes.
love for you to share.
All right. Let me get my slide
So
presentation.
I'm going to mute everyone again. So Melissa, will you unmute yourself? Just want to make sure it's very clear for you.
Okay, sorry. I didn't know it got muted. All right. So are you seeing my screen so far? Okay. No. I'm going to try it this way. Is that good? Can see? Okay, awesome. Yes. Awesome. So yeah, feel free. I love to interact along the way as long as there's time for it, because I do want to share the information with you. But for let's begin with, do any of these resonate with you? Just to get a taste of, maybe some of you here have this high sensitivity trait and just being, more sensitive to the elements and others. So do you consider yourself somebody as having a rich and complex inner life? Are you a deep thinker? Do you contemplate things? Anyone here feel that way? You can raise your hand or say yes. Yeah. Okay. What about when you were a child? Did your parents or teachers see you as sensitive or shy? Were there evidence of this when you were little? Some of you may know, some of you may not. And just know too that these are just a sampling of questions. So some of you may have the sensitivity trait, and these questions aren't going to tell us for sure, because there's 28, I believe, that can help us assess it. But these are just a taste of some of them. Do other people's moods affect you? Are you somebody who's sensitive to, the energy, the moods of others? Anyone? I don't see everyone. So if I don't acknowledge you, I'm not seeing you. But and then, do you consider yourself conscientious? Are you somebody, who thinks about others, thinks about what you're doing, what effect you're going to have on somebody, right? Wanting to be thoughtful, kind, caring. Anyone try hard to avoid making mistakes or forgetting things? All right. And do you make it a high priority to arrange your life in a manner? I don't know why I can't see all of this, but oops. Oh, shoot. Sorry about that. Boy. Okay. So I'm technically challenged at times, doing my best though. So to avoid overwhelming situations, I'm thinking it says. Anyone have that as that's the priority? Okay. All right. So, all right. Well, this is some information about this sensory processing sensitivity trait. Okay. It's also known as being a highly sensitive person, if you've ever heard that term, or HSP. And I'd love to share this information with people because it is not well known and it's very misunderstood. And depending on your age, when you grew up, you might have developed ways of viewing it as, there might be something wrong with you because, you do things differently. You may have heard things like you're too sensitive, you cry too much, you're so difficult, any of those things. So I like to just raise awareness, whether it's for you, your children, your parents, any loved ones, coworkers, but this is an innate survival strategy. It's found in approximately 20% of the population, and that's in over 100 species. So it's not just, a personality trait that we often call it, or temperament trait, right? Because it's in animals and other species, insects even, right? But it's important to know because it's invisible. But it's normal. It's not a disorder, and it's widespread. So 20%, right? So what it is it has to do with like when you're in a novel situation, you're going somewhere that's new. You may have a tendency to pause and observe what's going on and process before responding. Because again, if you think a lot, you're seeing a lot, you're feeling a lot, you're taking in a lot of information. So, um, and this is equal among men and women, and only 70% of us are considered introverts, while 30% are extroverts. And that can tend to be around like your upbringing. So if you've gotten accustomed to being around a lot of people, then you might be more extroverted. But what's really helpful also for people to understand is that there's a differential susceptibility component, and our childhood plays a large part in it. So, if we've had a very supportive upbringing, parents or caregivers who responded to our needs and took care of us, then we're probably doing pretty well in life and have the, usual things to heal and recover from. But if we've had a challenging childhood, we can have a more challenging experience in the maturing and healing aspect of life. But it can also play in our everyday, even if we've had what we consider a more, healthy childhood. If we're in a challenging situation as an adult, we can tend to struggle more. So it's just important to know that. And when you're in a healthy environment, you can excel more than those who don't have the trait. So just, cool differences to become aware of, again, to release any judgment of yourself or others around why they do or you do what you do. So our neuroanatomy is different. There's a more finely tuned central nervous system and immune system. So if you do experience health challenges, could be, digestion issues, right? It could be anxiety, could be depression, things like that. Being more sensitive to toxins, chemicals, all that plays into it, because as a sensitive being, you're taking in a lot more and you're getting overloaded more, especially at this point in our evolution as a species, right? And there is an evolutionary reason for this trait. I like to give people the example of fish. If you think of like, oh, there's 100 fish out there, right? 20 are going to have this trait and 80 don't. Well, all of a sudden, say a boat's coming along, right? Those 20%, that 20 who have this trait are gonna like back away because they sense danger. But the other 80 are just doing what they're doing. And then here comes the net to scoop them up, right? Like more of that 80 are gonna get scooped up than the 20 who have backed away and said, um, they sense something. So there's a good reason for it. Does anyone have any questions right now? I don't want to miss any opportunities if anything's coming up for anyone. Can't see if anyone can move. Oop, that didn't work. Okay. So just let me know if you have a question. But so if you or someone you love has the trait, there's a depth of processing, okay? Because again, you're processing a lot, you're observing, you're thinking. There's a lot more channels, that you're filtering through, which can lead to overstimulation. So if you understand that a highly sensitive person takes in 5 times as much information as someone who doesn't have the trait, literally 5 times. So that means you see more details, you hear more sounds, you may feel and sense more energy, things like that. So overwhelm can happen quicker. And that's where anxiety can sometimes become an issue if somebody doesn't know that they have the trait and they don't know how to take care of themselves. Um, having this trait can become more challenging. So definitely want you to know. Emotional responsivity and empathy. That's another aspect of the trait, because with it means there's a broader range of emotions. So there may be a negativity bias, maybe pessimistic a little bit, but you can also go to the other end and be, in awe of life's beauty and appreciate just the grandness of life and art and music and things like that. And empathy, meaning, you feel a real connection to somebody else, their pain, their joy, any of that, and really feel closer connection. So, Oh, and emotional reactions. That's one area where I find a lot of people may judge themselves. They feel like they overreact when, if you understand that emotional reactions it's an automatic thing that happens. And as long as you learn about it and understand it, then you can have different experiences. It's not necessarily an overreaction, it's just your reaction. So, and then additionally, when somebody's not aware of this trait and they're worn out, meaning they're doing more than they really are designed to do, they're just stressed, then they tend to be the least aware of anything, whether it's subtle or gross. So it's just really important if you sense that you might be highly sensitive to really take care of yourself in a lot more ways so that you can feel your best and be your best. Because sensitive people, this is a time where we're waking up and making great changes in the world. We're healing ourselves and others, like Kathy's doing with these healing circles and with Reiki. And so I just love to educate and empower people to know more about yourself and take care of yourself. So this I just activate the power of your emotional strength, because that's the thing with being sensitive. Like, it can feel like struggle and challenge sometimes because of the ease of overwhelm and anxiety and things like that. But if you really understand there's power in your positive emotions that you have a greater ability to access, I just want to promote that. And I love this, Dr. Elaine Aron, who's the research psychologist, she says, teach them to be emotional experts. That's, our job as social workers, therapists, educators, any medical professional who are aware of the trait, emotional experts, emotional intelligence, like, no, you have a higher ability and awareness to lots of things. So tap into those positive emotions. Um, so I love to share this on, this is from the Heart Math Institute. I love their work, and I love to educate people again about the power of the heart, the power of positive emotions, and just to help you tune in more to what you're experiencing emotion wise. Because as you can see in the top right, it says negative emotions can create nervous system chaos, but positive emotions do the opposite. So if you think about your day, right, and if you were to assess, like, how much of the time are you feeling, elevated, positive, right? How much of the day are you feeling kind of neutral? And how much of the day are you experiencing negative emotions, right? Like, if you were to gauge, I want to help raise your awareness because you want to be moving towards the positive. Positive is where you're going to experience more peace, more healing, right? More love, compassion for yourself, for others. So, tapping into your positive emotions, taking the time to do that is so crucial to everyone's health and well being, but especially highly sensitive people. Okay. Let's see. So, now I'd like to guide you through. This is a practice, it is a foundational positive practice that I teach, and it's really a way to help people I'm gonna actually stop sharing so I can guide you through it. um, Oops, there. So this positive practice, I call it Take a Break and Breathe Love, and it's really to help each of you move from your head and all that activity and all that thinking that just does automatically, right? And move it into your heart. Because as Kathy's beautiful Reiki symbol shows, the power of our heart, that I call it align with your heart, but it's really your inner truth, your guidance, just like the Reiki symbol shows. So this practice is called Take a Break and Breathe Love. So I'm going to guide you through it. And there may be moments where I'm asking you to breathe deeper than feels comfortable to you, but do your best, and just know that a lot of people maybe are shallow breathers, may be challenging, but do your best and listen to your own inner guidance there. But I'm going to have you start by rubbing your hands together, okay? And just allowing your breathing to do its own slower pace. But yeah, just rub those hands and just feel the attention and the energy in your hands. And then slow that rubbing down, okay? And then just move your hands apart about an inch and just see if you can feel that energy. And then I'm going to invite you to put one or both hands on your heart. And just again, still allowing your breathing to do its slower, natural pace. Now I'm going to start guiding you. I'm going to ask you to take a deep inhale through your nose. And then hold that there and really open your chest. We're allowing love to flow in and fill your heart. And then exhale out your mouth as deep as you can. And as you exhale, release any stress or tension in your forehead, your eyes, around your mouth. Just really relax. Another deep inhale through your mouth. Through your nose. And then again, hold that. Again, opening your heart, opening your chest, allowing love and light to flow in, all around you flowing. And then exhale out your mouth. Again, releasing stress, tension in your neck, in your shoulders. Just let it all go. Another deep inhale through your nose. Again, opening your chest. You're holding that, relaxing those shoulders, allowing love and light and peace just flowing into your heart all around you. Just feel yourself being lit up. And then exhale out your mouth. Just again, relaxing, releasing any tension in your chest, your abdomen. Another deep inhale through your nose. Again, hold that there as you open your chest, relax your shoulders. Just feel love and light and peace just washing all over through your heart, all around you. Exhale out your mouth, releasing any stress or tension in your legs, and out your feet, and feel yourself grounded. Now allow your breathing to do what's natural for you. And bring to your awareness something that's easy for you to smile about. A pet, a loved one, something that made you laugh recently. Just bring that to your awareness. Bring a smile to your face as you really feel into that positive experience. Allow it to grow within you. Feel deeper appreciation, deeper love. Allow it to bring a smile to your face, knowing that that is magic. And then can come back and rejoin the circle when you feel ready. Wonderful to see those of you who I can see smiling. That's a wonderful aspect of anyone who's highly sensitive too, is it's an extra bonus when you see smiling faces, especially those that you already know and care about, your loved ones, but really seeing anyone happy, you have more mirror neurons, so it's just even more joy. So thank you to each of you. I love your beautiful smiles. Beautiful. And for anyone in this group who does not have this high sensitivity trait, know that you are awesome in your unique ways too. It's not only those of us who have this trait. Yeah. I love to share about the trait too, just to help us have compassion and understanding for each other. Oh, wonderful, Jackie. I'm glad you're smiling inside. Inside, outside, smiling everywhere. Yeah. Okay, let me see if I can go back to, uh-oh. Now I don't know what happened with my slide. Oh, bummer. Okay. I don't know where it went and now I can't get back. I think that happened last time I did it too, didn't it? Okay. Oh, well. So the slide, I'm sure, was it was the take a break and breathe love slide that we were just last looking at, which that reminder is something I tell people, like every day our brain, right, tells us when our body needs to stop doing everything and go use a restroom. So I say that's an optimal time to move from your head into your heart too. Oh, okay, thank you. And you know, if you do this practice every time you're in the restroom anyway, like it allows you to again move from your head and all of the activities, move into your heart where there is a greater access to not only the love, the light, and the peace that we tapped into, the appreciation, right? But it just moves you into your own inner guidance, you know, your own inner truth, and bring clarity to things that maybe you're struggling with, you know, in between bathroom breaks, right? So it's just a wonderful practice, and you don't have to do it as long as I did. I mean, I encourage people to meditate too and start your meditation this way and then go in, you know, because daily meditation again is so helpful, especially for highly sensitive people, because if you think about like this processing is going on, you know, automatically, like you deserve peace, right? You deserve calmness and you deserve clarity about how you're living and what you're enjoying. So, as a reminder, yeah, just every restroom break, go in there and take a break and breathe love. And also, you know, understanding our emotions. Oh, that was the next slide. Yeah, the next slide was, um, you know, Gary Zukav. Is an author that I really appreciate. He wrote "Seed of the Soul," and he says, you know, we're all the journey is from our head to our heart, pretty much, you know. And so this practice is a way to help us move from the head and thinking into our heart and being more open and guided. So, um, and the positive practices again are so important because life has, especially at this period of time, right, in our evolution, there's a lot going on the planet and a lot of things that can bring us down. So tapping into our positive emotions, if you think every time you use that restroom break, it is your time to come home to who you are, align with your greatest truth and intentions, like Kathy talks about, you know, intend for your own highest and greatest good and others, and have the best experience that you can. But definitely practicing those positive emotions. So, I'd like to see if anyone would like to share at this point how they felt doing the practice, or um, any questions that they may have about it too. Just maybe a minute if we have for anyone, if anybody does.
Melissa, before anybody shares, I do want to say that this has been such a wonderful tool for me since I took that class with you. I don't do it all the way through my day, but there's times where I'm like, I'm just going to do the breathing. I'll go through that, and especially when I feel tired, a little overwhelmed, or transitioning from one thing to other. And it's been such a beautiful tool to just calm my body down, and open that heart center and get the oxytocin moving through my body, and just feeling into, how am I feeling? And it's such a shift happens when I do that. So thank you for this tool.
Thank you, Kathy. That's a pleasure. I love to simplify things, right? Because there's so many things going on in our life, and to just say, hey, everybody's got to go use the restroom, right? Like, let's take a break and breathe love. And anytime you feel any emotion that you feel warrants needing space too, because that's a really important, is that we each honor our emotions and what's arising for us, because it all carries information and is so helpful for our healing. So I encourage people to use it, whether it's something that's been triggered that's sad, take a break and breathe deeper into that love. If it's something that's frustrating, irritating, anger, whatever it is, just if you start doing this practice more each day, it becomes a natural technique for yourself. You'll just find yourself like, oh, just breathing deeper, and it just becomes natural. So just know, a lot of us are, caught up in a lot of old habits that might not be serving us very well. And so hopefully this one, if you can practice each day, it's really a foundational daily practice. I mean, and if not this, use any variation, right? I tried to incorporate as many as possible, moving into the body, right? Feeling energy, opening our heart, deepening our breathing. There's so much beauty and wisdom within each of us that, gosh, imagine how fun life would be, right? If we were all feeling more love and light and peace and joy. So,
Melissa, this is Doug. I had a question.
yeah.
So when I rub my hands together, I did feel kind of an energy, but when
Mm-hmm.
I put them on my heart, I didn't feel it anymore, and I felt better as I was doing the breathing, but I didn't really understand what my hands on my heart were, what that was about.
Sure, sure. Well, the hands on the heart are because where we give our attention is where energy goes. So by putting our hands onto our heart, we're bringing our focus, our attention, and our energy into our heart now. So, so we're opening, just again, because not everybody even feels energy. So, right, it's a practice. Not everybody may have felt that, right? But we're moving into the body, and that's why we're rubbing our hands, so we're feeling that movement, and then we're feeling the energy because we're energetic beings, and then we're bringing that energy and focus onto our heart. And so then when we're breathing, we're moving it again, we're moving into our heart. So we really want the focus on our heart. So does that make more sense? Thank you for asking.
So is there any, Madge?
Madge?
Yeah, would you like to share? Unmute yourself, please.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much, Melissa.
Oh, my pleasure.
This morning, our granddaughter called. She's a sophomore at Boise State. And, we feel honored that she remembers her grandparents who don't live close.
Hmm.
And it just reminded me, it really, really intensified my joy.
Hmm.
When she called, we were happy, and then it's gone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Recall it and really focus on it. The joy was 10 times as much. It was abundance.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
beautiful.
I just feel so grateful.
That's beautiful. I'm so happy for you, Madge. Thank you for sharing. And wonderful to your granddaughter too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Magic. I'm so glad you share that, because I do some meditation and breathing in my classes in the community, and I teach English as a second language. And I have students who are from all ages and nationalities, and we do something similar to this. They're very, my students are once become US citizens, and they're gonna have an interview, and they get very nervous about that interview. So I do something very similar to this, where they're putting their hands on their heart, and they're closing their eyes, and they're breathing, and they're thinking of someone or something they love. Sometimes I say, you know, you're holding your child or your puppy, or maybe your mother is holding you. And even, you know, men, women of any culture, they'll, after this, they're like, oh my God, they call me teacher, that was so beautiful, thank you. And I always think about breastfeeding my children, and I just, like, tears right now are coming out of my eyeballs. This is something happened a long time ago. My son's right here. So tapping into that memory of the love that you have experienced can shift your whole body, all those oxytocin that goes through your body, and you know, so and I always feel the energy, the negative energy, just, yeah. So thank you, Madge. It does, it double wonderful feelings. Anybody else would like to share very quickly before we tell you how we can you can contact us? Any, in a word, how are you feeling, y'all? Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. That was a great little meditation. I'll just chime in real quick. Thank you. Yeah, I felt, yeah, the energy when you had us like bring it in towards our hands, and so I naturally warm-blooded, but yeah, it's a good just like a reminder, just like a mental check for us throughout the day. So I love that. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing too.
I will be sure to do that too. My son just left for boot camp in the Marine Corps, so I am not talking to, you know, we don't get to talk for a while, and I will definitely try to hold on to all the good things associated with his service and him as a son, and yeah.
Oh, thank you for sharing, Stacy, and that's beautiful. And yeah, I mean, this is a practice you can, even the examples Kathy gave, like through his life, whether it's the you know, any of those, just keep bringing them into your heart and keep feeling that connection and that love.
Well, you got to do something, because it doesn't, the worrying isn't gonna, worrying or missing, or I guess you could feel missing, but worrying is not going to do anybody any good. Right. So
and as a mom, I mean, the love of a mom is so powerful. I mean, in that diagram, that the heart math, I mean, it talks about we're so connected. So know that every time you take a break and breathe love and have him as your focus, like you are monumentally affecting him from a distance, for sure, and uplifting yourself in the meantime, because as you already know, worry doesn't serve us, right? It prompts us to know that there's something that we need to do, but let's use it in a positive way, right? So.
It must be something, because like at night, I'll put his pillow and stack like 4 pillows on my chest to sleep. That, it seems like that might have something to do with energy or something. Anyway, just almost like something heavy. So I don't know. Anyway.
Beautiful. Thank you, Stacy.
Yes, thank you for sharing.
Well, thank you all for sharing, and thank you, Melissa, so much for sharing this tool, and just, you know, just understanding ourselves. Yeah, some of us are more sensitive, and we're, you know, with the energy that's going on, and with the politics and the you know, COVID, everything. You know, we're over whether we are aware of it or not. Our bodies are getting overwhelmed, and yeah, we're like, woo, yeah. So it's nice to know, like, okay, a little more love for ourselves, a little more break from it all, a little more meditation, Reiki, exercise, whatever it takes to, you know, balance out and rejuvenate our spirits and our souls. So thank you, Melissa. Melissa, tell us how everyone can get a hold of you, learn more about this, or connect with you.
Sure. Well, my website is melissajeanmsw.com, but as your slide shows, they can email me at info@melissajeanmsw. And then Linktree is just a place where there's additional links to access. But Melissa Jean MSW is really where you can find me anywhere. So happy to talk to you. I do offer complimentary discovery consultations if somebody's just curious, wants to explore what they would learn, you know, by working with me. Or I have that course, alignwithyourheartcourse.com, that you talked about. So thank you.
All that
Kathy.
information is in there.
Yeah, if you go to that link tree, that shows everything, but also Melissa Jean MSW, if that's easier to go to, you'll find it all there too.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever's easiest. Be happy to talk with anyone or share more. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, and you can all reach out to me. I'll be happy to share the information about Melissa as well. And so, as many of you know, you could. I have a website that shares some of the things that I'm doing nowadays. You could always email me, find me on Facebook. I know a lot of you on Facebook have been participating with my 28 days of joy challenge, and we just finished gratitude challenge, and it is the tapping into the love, the gratitude, the joy. As you know, we can shift from that lower vibration and stress and fear to just lighter and freer and just calmer, and then we find more peace in our day. And this could happen like all day long. We might need to check back into joy, gratitude, and love. You know, it's a moment by moment sometimes for some of us. So this is such a gift for us to share with you, Melissa and I both. If you'd like to offer a love offering, you can Venmo me donation to help the programs keep going. Also, I'm going to extend an offer. I have the Women's Nature Experience and Reiki Retreat with my friend Deborah Kozek in Lake Arrowhead on October 21st. And I'm going to extend the early bird price, you know, for the next week or so. So for $180, you can join us for a full day with lots of gifts and treats. Connecting with nature, Reiki, and yourselves and other people. I just want to take a moment to show you some of the other Reiki and healing art circles that we'll be having. I'd love for you to join us. In 2 weeks, there'll be Justin Ezor, who will be talking to us about music and how we all know that music can heal, but music is meditation. He plays the coolest instrument on earth. It's called a rav, and it looks like a tortoise shell. It sounds like steel drums, but it has this beautiful melodic. I can't even explain what it is, but it's really amazing. So he's gonna be playing that for us and sharing, and I'll be sharing more about Reiki. And then you can see we have self-massage and yoga, clairvoyance. Doug, who's here, will be sharing in the new year about power animals and the Reiki Ho'oponopono. I just did this with Kathy Williams, a talented healer in Hawaii and a friend of Melissa. It's about forgiveness, a very powerful tool about forgiveness. So my friends, as we come to a close, we may have a few minutes for questions at the end, but why don't we have a blessing? Melissa, do you have a blessing for us?
Sure.
Prayer. Okay.
Well, I'm knowing that as each of us align with our hearts, really feel into the truth of who we are, the gifts and talents that we're here to bring, that we connect with each other, that we care for each other, that we care for our planet, our home, and that as we're all on this journey together, we are connected in this very strong, powerful love that heals all, knows all, and guides all.
Thank you. Thank you. A special thank you again to Michelle for for sharing with us, and for all of you for taking time in your afternoon to just settle in and join this circle of energy. Thank you for your conscious participation in the sacred circle of love and light and beauty and harmony. Your energy in your beautiful shining heart is much needed at this time on the planet. So namaste and thank you. And we are ending a few minutes early. If you'd like to stay on and have any questions, feel free to ask either to Melissa or I. So thank you. And questions? We'll stand just for a moment. Thank you all. I'll go ahead and stop recording, and